Now, what if we go down by some depth? Let's say we have Earth here and we go down by some depth d. At this depth d, we have our mass m now. So we have another sphere enclosing the core of the Earth. Note that initially what we found was within a thick shell, the force due to the mass outside that shell is going to be 0. Which means if we have a situation like this, any point mass within this spherical shell will experience no force due to this shell. So now what we see, this mass, this point mass m is within infinitely many thin such spheres. So due to this portion of Earth, due to this annular portion of Earth, we will be having no force acting on the small point mass m due to this portion. The only forces acting on m will be due to this inside sphere. Now, what has changed in this process? We have changed the mass of the body or the mass of the portion of the Earth we are considering. Earth, say, has mass me. This defines as rho e into the volume of the Earth. Volume of the Earth is proportional to the radius of the Earth by a cubic factor. So when we say that density of Earth is constant, or we are considering homogeneous material of our Earth, we say that density is going to be constant, which means m by v is going to be a constant. This implies that the mass divided by the volume of this portion of Earth will be equal to the mass divided by the volume of the entire Earth. So the mass of the small portion is going to be the mass of the larger portion, or the mass of Earth, times the radius of the smaller portion cube divided by the radius of Earth. Because of the fact that we have ms by vs being equal to mv or me by ve. Because of this fact, we are having this. Now, the force on this surface is going to be equal to F is equal to G ms, which is the mass of this small portion, times the point mass we are considering, small m, divided by this radius. Now this radius is nothing but the radius of the Earth minus the depth we have gone. So this is going to be equal to r e minus d square. Note that this rs we are considering is nothing but this re minus d. So this is going to be multiplied with rs cube by re cube. So this is going to be re minus d cube divided by re cube. When we are looking at the acceleration due to gravity, we are here by writing this as, this is going to be me rather, because we have already multiplied this with this factor. The ms was for the entire thing. So this is going to be me divided by, this cancels off with two such terms. So this re remains. Let us write it as re square into re minus d divided by re. This again is our small g. This multiplied with 1 minus d by re. This is the acceleration due to gravity at any depth below the Earth's surface. Note that unlike the previous situation where we had this h very less than the radius of the Earth situation, this situation does not hold here. This formula is valid for any depth d whatsoever. This formula was not derived using any binomial expansion. So this is the general form of the acceleration due to gravity. Below Earth's surface. Now let us look at the term we talked about initially, which is the gravitational field or the gravitational intensity. Gravitational intensity or the gravitational field, what we talked about earlier, that is nothing but the force acting per unit mass on any point in the region we are considering. So, talking about gravitational field, this is denoted by I. This is a vector quantity. So, the gravitational field is nothing but force per unit mass acting at that point. So, if we have, say, Earth here or any celestial body with, say, mass m, radius r, we have a point here. So the gravitational field or gravitational intensity at this point is nothing but the force per unit mass at this point. So the force per unit mass here is going to be nothing but g m by, say, this distance is d, so d square. Because this is a vector quantity, this field is directed towards the celestial body. If we write this in the vectorial form, this is going to be gm by d cube into the vector d, which is directed towards the center. So the direction of d is this. Had the direction of d been the other way, this can also be written as minus gm by d cube d bar. This is the definition of gravitational field. So the acceleration due to gravity, what we talk about, is basically the gravitational field of our surface of our Earth at any point we consider. So at the surface, the gravitational intensity is 9.81 meter per second square. At any height h above the Earth's surface, the gravitational intensity becomes g times 1 minus 2h by re. At any depth d below the Earth's surface, the gravitational intensity or the gravitational field becomes g times 1 minus d by re. This is the general definition of gravitational field. Now, having defined gravitational field, let us look at gravitational potential.